Hey, beautiful souls, if you ever felt like you're losing yourself in love, if you found yourself saying yes when your heart was quietly begging you to say no, this one is for you. So, welcome to Love and Connections, where we create safe, soulful space to fall in love without losing yourself. So, let's talk about something that isn't always romantic, but is absolutely essential to romance: boundaries. Imagine love like a garden. Boundaries, they are the fence that protect your flower from being trampled, the sunshine you allow in, and the space you give your bloom to grow freely. Without them, love gets messy, draining, and confusing. You pour and pour until you are empty, wondering why love feels like losing instead of finding. Ever felt like that? Or have you ever felt like this? You smile while you are hurting inside. You go along just to keep the peace. You give more than you receive. You silence your needs in fear of rocking the boat. That, my friend, is love without boundaries. And it's time to change that. Because you deserve love that sees you, hears you, and honor you. Boundaries aren't walls. They are doors with locks you control. They are your way of saying, I matter too. My needs are valid. I can love you and still love me. Now let's look at a real life scenario. And this will actually show us how we can identify boundaries, or how you can identify your boundaries, and how it can look like when you want to actually, set up boundaries. And how you can also communicate boundaries. And you're going to see all this in this scenario. And so let's go. So let's meet Maya. Hey, Maya is a kind-hearted woman in her early 30s. She just started dating again, and after taking a long break to focus on herself, she met Jordan. Jordan is funny, charming, and always testing her. At first, it's exciting. But as week goes by, Maya started feeling off. She's tired, easily irritated, and not as excited about her hobbies or routine anymore. So now let us break Maya's story down. One, so what we see here, let's look at emotional boundaries, because this is a type of boundaries in a relationship. So what's happening here? Jordan texts Maya constantly. And if she takes too long to reply, it gets upset or passive aggressive. How Maya feels? Maya feels anxious, like she's walking on eggshell. So the boundaries being crossed here is our emotional space, our right to not always being available or on. So how Maya identified this? So because some people don't know how to identify, what their boundaries are or not. She noticed a pit in her stomach every time she hears her phone buzz. That discomfort is a signal. So emotional boundaries often show up when we feel guilt-tripped, overwhelmed, or emotional drained. So that is how you can identify the boundaries. And let's look at what also other boundaries that was crossed here. The time boundary. So let's look at what happens here in Maya's story. Jordan wants to hang out every night. Maya starts canceling yoga, skipping calls with her sisters, and feeling out of sync with herself. How Maya feels about this? She feels resentful and overstimulated. The boundaries being crossed here is her personal time to recharge and maintain her own life. So how did Maya identify this? She realized she misses herself, her rituals, and her peace. So time boundaries becomes clear when we feel stretched too thin or begin to sacrifice our routine for someone else's need. Now let's look at the other boundaries here. Physical boundaries. What's happening here? On one date, Jordan kept touching Maya's leg despite her gentle pulling away. How does Maya feel about this? She feels uncomfortable and dismissed. Now, the boundaries being crossed here is our physical autonomy and comfort level is being crossed here. So how did Maya identify this? Her body tensed up. A physical reaction was our body saying no. So now physical boundaries shows themselves when our body sends us signal, tightening, or the discomfort during physical interaction. So another boundary that I want to look at is communication boundaries. So what's happening here with Maya? When Maya brings up how she feels, Jordan interrupts or deflects with "you are overthinking." So how Maya feels about this? She feels unheard and minimized. The boundaries being crossed here is our right to express our truth and be respected in conversation. So how did Maya identify these boundaries? How did she know? She dreads bringing things up and feel invalidated. Now, communication boundaries are highlighted when we are silenced, dismissed, or talked over. Now, using Maya's scenario, let's look at how Maya has been feeling and let's look at how Maya can actually build boundaries. Now, let's say Maya has been feeling overwhelmed because Jordan often drops by unannounced or expects her to be available at any moment. She loves spending time with him, but she is starting to feel like she doesn't have space to breathe. Now, let's go step by step, guide to how Maya can set practical boundaries moving forward. Now, Maya should ask herself, and this start with self-reflection basically. Maya should ask herself, what specific behavior are making me feel overwhelmed or unease? And what do I need to feel more balanced and peaceful in this relationship? Now, she might realize I need uninterrupted time to myself in the evening to decompress and reset. I also want to feel like my time and space are respected. So, what did she do? After reflecting, and that's by asking herself all the questions, she get clear on the boundaries. A clear and kind boundaries might be for Maya. I need evenings to myself during the week. Let's spend quality time together on weekend or specific week nights that works both for us. Do you see that? Now, how can Maya actually communicate these boundaries to John? That is what we're going to look at right now. Boundaries thrive in clarity, softness, and honesty. Here is a warm and non-blaming script that Maya can use to communicate the boundaries to Jordan. Hey, Jordan, I've been feeling a little overwhelmed lately, and I realize I really need some personal time in the evening to rest and recharge. I love spending time with you, and I want to keep our connection strong. But I also need space to take care of myself. Can we plan our hangout in advance so I can be fully present when we are together? This approach is affirming, shows care for Jordan. It also directs, names her needs, and it is solution oriented, offers a path forward. So now let's ask, what if conflict arises? Sometimes even when we speak with love, the other person may feel hurt, confused, or defensive. Here is how Maya can respond with grace. Now, Maya can gently reassure him, not at all. I really value our time. I just want to make sure I am showing up as the best version of myself. And I know I enjoy our time more when I have space to rest. This is about making room for both of us to strive, not pulling away. And this is when, let's say, Maya and Jordan say something like, so you don't want to see me anymore. Now, if it gets upset or shut down, now what can Maya do is, or what can you do if you find yourself in similar position? You stay calm and compassionate. I know this might be hard to hear, and I want to talk about it more. If you're open, your feeling matters to me. Now, reaffirm the intention. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm learning to take better care of myself so that I can love you from a full place. So now feel free to pause if needed. If the conversation turns tense, Maya can say, I think we are both feeling a lot right now. Let's take a little break and come back to this when we are both in a better place. So, but you could try all this And if conflict continues repeatedly, if Jordan repeatedly dismisses, challenges, or manipulates our boundaries, Maya may need to explore deeper questions like, is this a relationship that honors my needs and well-being? Am I safe and supported to grow here? Boundaries aren't just about teaching others how to treat you, they also show you who is willing to learn. Now, if you are married or you find yourself in a similar position, this is a reminder for you. Communicating boundaries is an act of love, not just for the other person, but for yourself. So you are not being too much, you are not being selfish, you are just being honest. And honesty is the soul of deep connection. So now, and that's why I created my boundary ebook for the natural, the romantic, the giver who are ready to feel safe and all in love. Inside, you will find heartfelt example of real life boundaries in action, gentle prompt to help you reflect and reclaim your voice, empowering script for those hard conversation, and soulful reminders that settling boundary is an act of love, not a betrayal. Whether you're dating, healing, or growing into the best version of yourself, this booklet is your cozy guide back to yourself. And if you're ready to go deeper to explore boundaries, communication, self-worth, and more, then join me inside my Relationship Readiness Program. It's a 6 weeks journey into becoming love ready, not just for anyone, but for the love that honors your whole heart. Because healthy relationship don't start with finding the one. They start with becoming the one who knows how to stay rooted in love with boundaries. So link to both the book and relationship readiness programs are right below. So join the movement, reclaim your voice, and write a new love story, one where you belong to. Thank you for spending this moment with me, and I hope you feel a little more seen, a little more empowered. Until next time, remember, your love is sacred and your boundaries, and they are the beautiful rhythm of your heart. Yes and no. Stay soft, stay strong, and stay love ready.